I haven't realized that I haven't made a video in a week, so I decided that I'd start now. This is something kind of random. Yeah, it lags because it's SMC and recording. But here's a level known as What Not to Do that I've just recently made in an hour. The last hour I've worked on this. What not to do. It's pretty much going to cite 10 of the many examples of the don'ts for Secret Maryo Chronicles and video games in level design in general, actually. 10 don'ts throughout level design. Let's see them. First, we start here with don't number 1. Don't neglect consistency. Walk ahead and you'll find a fairly big failure based on it. So far we're in a nice grassy land, and if we jump across the gap, we realize that there's the snowy area. Exactly how the hell that happens is way beyond me. That would never happen in real life, so that's not supposed to be done. You're not supposed to just walk randomly across a grassy area, then jump and boom, you're in a snowy area. Do not do that. Number 2. Notice how you only walked and you made one jump? Don't make things boring and flat. For example, this is boring and flat. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And number 3. Don't ever use mean tricks for the lulz. Jump the gap. It can't hurt. Yes, it can! Invisible coin blocks as seen in Kaizo! Now let's just get back to number 3 where I dug that mean trick. Yeah, I knew that trick was there, because I built it. And that's the boring flat part. Then there's the invisible coin block area. Okay, now you need to test. Maybe if you want to build a level around invisible coin blocks, you could let the guy know at least. Number 4. Don't use every enemy and game feature in one level. If you use up everything in one level, the player won't need to play more games, see new stuff. Doing this don't early level break your game's chances of succeeding. Maybe just break the game, period. Here's an example of everything. Take this door in front of you to get to see the test level. All. See? All right there. You're pretty much going to find everything in the level. Well, almost everything. 3-up moons. All the objects. The ground pieces. Get down. Get down. Invisible block. Every power-up. All the plastic grounds. All those blocks from 0.99. The 0.99.1 stuff. The 1.5 stuff. And some of the 1.3. That vine. All the doors. And there should have been, I was hoping there were all the enemies, but no. Now I gotta get back to what not to do. See all that? This is every enemy in the same level. This is a big don't. That's a glaring sign of amateur work if you haven't heard. And this is a sign of being an amateur. I'm just trying to make it through the level and show you guys what not to do in your levels. Yep, that is practically every enemy in the level. And now, don't number 5. Don't go and do cutoff because it detracts from the look of the game. For example, you see that that is not like a normal, proper ledge thing there. Same on that side. And if we jump across, we also notice here, 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 and there, all's cut off. Don't do that. Don't number 6. Don't switch between solid and non-solid. If you cross the bridge, you're going to realize what it's like. Yep, I just fell through. Switching between massive and paths is a pretty horrible thing to do too. Especially if you're doing it on the ground. I don't think the player should just randomly walk and fall in a hole. He'd be thinking, the stupid game. It shouldn't even be doing that. How am I supposed to tell the difference between massive and passive? Like that. Yeah, the guy would be pretty furious with that. Because if it were to happen on the ground, he'd be very furious. Lagged majorly, and we're back. Yeah, there's apparently no differences between those passive and massive blocks. They look exactly the same, making it this hard. I made it over finally. Now we're going to get to see don't number 7. Don't overflow areas with power-ups and goodies. Same thing goes the other way around. You need to put goodies in your levels, like power-ups. Need to... Okay, let's say you do this in a shooter game. Let's say you're playing a shooting game, like you have to shoot down monsters to death. You have to kill monsters. Okay, Let's say if you do this in a game where you're shooting monsters to death. Let's say you put too much ammunition in your level. The game's too easy. If you don't put any ammunition at all, or not at all, but not enough, and then the game's too hard. He's using his default weapon. He's stuck with his default weapon, and he's struggling just to beat the level. Same goes for all health. And in this game, same goes for power-ups. If you put too many power-ups, if you put this many power-ups, in fact, it's not even believable. If you don't put any power-ups, then the game is going to be very, very, very difficult. It's going to be like Kaizo. And here's an example of too many 3-up moons, which should never ever be done. Never put too many 3-up moons. I went from 3 lives all the way to 291. Don't number 8. Don't make puzzle with no explanation or blind jumps. Example, enter the door in front of you to see a blind jump. And right below it, don't number 9. Don't use bad grammar. Example, welcome to my game, period, exclamation mark. I hope you like playing game and think it fun is. Exclamation mark. Small d, O-N, apostrophe, capital T, B-N, as A-Z-Z. Just pet little hat in French language, A. So yeah, that's a bad example right there. And now we're going to get to witness, yay, a blind jump. To fix the blind jump problem, use an arrow trail of coins to guide the player. Say if the red door was your only chance, and you happen to try to get the ghost mushroom, but you fail trying to get the ghost mushroom. Okay, here's kind of another don't. You say that the door is not important, but in reality, that's your goal. But don't worry, finding a few invisible blocks will make it possible to get up. So it is possible, even though you were kind of scared at first, thinking it wasn't possible, but it is possible. Just need to do this, jump, and enter the door! There it is. That's your 10 examples of what not to do in a game of level design.